What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Aja Waseem, and I'm here with Total Athlete Talk, interviewing with Jacari Carter. Everybody give him a round of applause. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Just blessed, can't complain. Another day to chase my dreams and continue on this journey that I've started since I was young. So I can't complain. It's just another day.
Wow. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for coming on my platform. I'm really excited to get to know you. I feel like just looking at you on Instagram and all the different things that you have to offer, you're definitely a layered person, a layered athlete. And I'm really excited and happy that you are choosing me to be able to get to know you and showcase that.
100% same here.
Okay, so you did say that you started off young. So please tell me all about it. First of all, tell the people where you're from and what it was like for you growing up.
Yeah, so I'm from Sayreville, New Jersey. Really, I probably lived in Roselle. I've lived in Roselle for the first 5 years of my life. Moved out to Sayreville, New Jersey. Roselle was predominantly, I want to say, a minority community, more of a black community. Then moving out to Sayreville, New Jersey, that was more a suburb, so that was diverse. Then, so growing up, I got the best of both worlds. I got the difference of cultures that I was able to put into my life. So for me coming up, that's how it really was, just being able to be diverse and, playing a game of football. Um, it goes beyond that. It teaches you being a man. So, playing football, being diverse, I was able to, form that into being a business person that I am today. So growing up, I would say I had a really good life. Obviously there were struggles, but those struggles make you into who you are today. So, that's really how it was for me coming up. I grew up in Sayreville, New Jersey, and anybody that's from New Jersey, that we have a heavy chip on our shoulder. There's always something to prove. Things move very fast, and it's a eat or be eaten world. So you got to get what's yours in New Jersey.
Yeah, I can imagine. See, I'm from Florida. I'm from Orlando.
Hmm.
So like being in New Jersey, everything up north to me seems kind of like it's like a very fast moving
Hmm.
environment.
Yes. Yes.
So I know like down here in Florida, like Florida's a football state. Like
Right.
I know
Hmm.
at least in Orlando, we're not really going to the basketball games like that. We're going to football games.
Football games. Yeah.
What was that like in New Jersey? Did you guys have a healthy like balance between different sports? Did you always want to do football or what was that like?
Yeah, I would say in New Jersey there is a healthy balance because I wouldn't say New Jersey just builds some of the top athletes and I'm sorry, some of the top football players in the world, but some
Mhm.
of the top athletes from baseball. You'll see guys from high school go right to the major leagues. Basketball. Obviously, you got dudes like Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
The list goes on. Kid Gilchrist. The list goes on, or Corey Fisher, the list goes on and on and on. So, Jersey definitely breeds those top athletes, but they don't play about football as well. So, schools like the up north, so I'm in Central Jersey, so about 15 minutes away from Rutgers, if you know where that's at.
Okay.
The up northern schools near like New York, but the northern schools in New Jersey, though they're really serious about football. So those are like high school, I'm sorry, those are like college football games, as I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure you can relate to, being in Florida, as that being a football state. But for me growing up, with New Jersey being very versatile in different sports, I grew up a three-sport athlete. So I
Okay.
played basketball, I played football, and I played baseball. Baseball was probably one of my top sports along with football. But as getting older, you may not grow and plan out to have the measurables that you think you'll have. So I feel like football was the sport that I needed to focus on coming up for the rest of my career.
Okay, so what was like the part of your athleticism that you feel like showed throughout your you being a three sport athlete?
My catching ability and my IQ of the game.
Mm,
Whatever I did, I loved doing it, and I loved doing it so much that I would watch to become better at it. Or I'll be, watching guys, whether it was football on TV, if they'll drop a pass, I'm like, how did he drop that pass?
mm,
And I pride myself on that because I felt like it was just like so natural. Or how did he, miss that shot? How did he not play good defense? Or I seen that dive and catch when it came to baseball, and then I'll put it right into my game as being maybe a 12, 11 year old. So I would say my catching ability and my IQ of just really wanting to, succeed in whatever I was doing. So that's how I was able to separate myself coming up as an athlete.
So were you like I see you talking about IQ a lot, and you're very observant. Were you like smart in school, or like were you focused on school a lot, or like were you one of the people who were like it was just sports, 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 sports?
So for me, that's a great question. For me being undersized, It was definitely sports, sports, sports. I'm not the biggest one that's gonna be advocated up here like, oh, your grades got to be perfect, this and that. Because when you're undersized and you may not get the opportunities that you may be, especially being from New Jersey, it's very much harder for you to get out there. So you have to work 10 times harder in football, and that's like a full-time job. So I was doing what I could get done in school. So obviously knowing that's very important, I would, just put the work in. So I may have not been the smartest in the class in any of my classes. It all depends what subject it may have been. But when
Yeah.
it came to a subject like math, like I struggle with math to this day. So I had to stay, after, and I had to go before school. If I had like a 5 a.m. workout before school, I'll make sure I get my 5 a.m. workout at the field in high school, and then I'll go see my teacher at like 6 in the morning. Even if I didn't really want to be that good at it, I knew I could fake it till I make it, made it. So for me, that's how it was coming up for as far as my IQ.
Wow. I really like how I can see like that your dedication and tenacity shows throughout like all aspects of your life.
Hmm.
Because I think that's very important that what you do off the field really will translate on the field. So the fact that
Right.
you took those extra steps to go and meet with your teacher so that things can get better, that definitely goes to show the type of athlete that you are and the athlete.
Hmm.
So I definitely want to give you your flowers when it came to
Right. Thank you.
so you definitely what age did you start playing football?
5 years old. So I
Five.
think I'm going on like year 18 or 19, and I can't. That's as good as it gets right there. So
Wow, 5 years old. So what position did you start off playing?
I truly started off as a running back and a receiver. Like when I was young, my hands were bigger. I was able to catch the ball. Like the same catch that I'm making now, I was making at 5 years old, or 12 years old. I really started at 11. I really started making 10 years old. I really started making different type of catches. But those are the positions that I started off at: running back, receiver, cornerback. I play receiver now, slot receiver, and punt return. Um, but those are the positions that I molded into over the years.
Okay, so I don't know what it's like in New Jersey. In Florida, we got AAU, City League,
Hmm.
Pop Warner. Is those the type of programs that you were like that you were a part of?
Yeah, in Florida, I'm pretty sure Pop Warner is extremely competitive. We had Pop Warner in New Jersey. Pop Warner was competitive up here.
Mhm.
Had a really good team to where it's very hard to make it to Florida because they have like the Pop Warner Super Bowl.
Mhm.
So we were like a game at one point in my career. We were a game away from going to Disney World in Florida. We lost to the Pop Warner Super and to go to the Pop Warner Super Bowl. And I want to say my Pop Warner career, I only lost like 3 games. When it actually mattered, like from junior Pee Wee to it was time to go to high school. So I definitely had a Pop Warner career that I could show a lot of gratitude towards.
Yeah. So you was playing wide receiver, and running back. When you got to
Hmm.
school, were you still? When did you stop being a three-sport athlete? When you said like around 12?
Around my sophomore year of high school. So I
Oh,
yeah, I stopped playing baseball. I stopped playing baseball, and I want to say when I was in eighth grade. That was hard for me to let go, but I guess when you just don't love the sport like how you used to
yeah.
love it, things don't. Especially if you're playing in the outfield and you're waiting for somebody to hit the ball out there, as you getting older, it's harder for guys to hit the ball at a certain level. So now you're just out there standing around. It's not as active as it was when you were younger. So I'm like, I got to let that go if I really want to be good. Then I got to my freshman year of high school, sophomore year of high school, and I'm seeing these guys that are one sport athletes get opportunities, scholarship opportunities. I'm like, man, I'm not that I want to follow somebody else, but that triggered something in my mind. Like, all right, I got to focus on this sport a little bit more
Mhm.
to get to where I want to go to.
Okay, so you obviously chose football. You was talking about your size and everything. Did you always play wide receiver? Like, did you make a decision between like wide receiver and running back, or did you like were you still, you know?
Yeah, that's a good question. So my freshman year, I probably want to say I was stuck on playing running back. My sophomore year, I probably was still stuck on. Even going into my junior year, I was still stuck on playing running back
But what
because
had you stuck on playing running back?
because of just getting
Mm,
the ball, and I knew my playmaking ability, and it's just that's all I knew. But I knew receiver and everything because they have like a set. You have 7-on-7 nowadays where it's a
mm,
circuit where it's like AAU where they throw the ball all day. But obviously, you grow up in a town where, let's say, the offense is just so used to running the ball, you want to be that guy that's finally running the ball because you always grew up thinking about that. And then we changed our offense, my sophomore year. And then we were gonna lose my top quarterback my junior years for my going into my junior year. So I'm like, man, I'm going back to running back. And then I was like, let me stay at slot receiver because that's how I'm gonna get recruited. And the quarterback that may have been a freshman or freshman, yeah, make him better.
Mhm.
Make him better. Make him a guy that he can come in and play. Or I want to say he was a sophomore maybe, but yeah, that's what I was really stuck on. And then eventually it was just like, all right, this is position where I'm gonna stay at.
And like, what grade were you? Did you switch to the slot?
Yeah, I switched to the slot. Not I was already like in slot because like I was saying like when
Yeah.
I was growing up, I was catching the ball, but but I would say like that like sophomore year I definitely made that true transition to the slot receiver.
Okay, so like, what's your favorite thing? I know obviously they're both offensive positions. You both get to make plays, but I
Mhm.
want to know what is your like specific favorite thing now, like about playing slot.
The ability to create separation. So, you got somebody guarding you and making somebody go that way when you're catching the ball with nobody around you. And then that slot position, you may get a safety that's playing off at 5 yards, so you get a little bit of space to make your moves and be an artist,
Mhm.
create. And then be a reliable target on those third down situations you see in big games where
Mhm.
a lot of teams are not maybe as good as they can be because they're just not good on third down. Slot receiver on third down are reliable receivers if you're able to create separation and get open. So that's one of my favorite things about the slot is creating separation and being a difference maker on that third down, impacting the game.
Yes. Okay. Well, first of all, I might be a little biased, but slot is definitely my favorite position because of everything
Hmm.
that you just
Yeah.
like. It takes a certain level of like, what's the word? Like, you have to be very agile.
Yeah.
It takes a certain level of confidence too.
Confidence. Yeah.
To be able to play slot. Like, you got to be able to be confident in your ability to, you feel me, make something shake.
Yeah.
And I feel
Mhm.
like you got to have a lot of swag too to play.
Yeah, you definitely got to have a lot of swag. Like you got to be dynamic,
Yeah,
and you got to have your head on your shoulders as far as oops, my bad. As far as understanding what's going on, before the play happens, you want to be 10 times ahead of the game. So, I feel like even being like twitchy or being having some wiggle to you, having some shake to you, that brings that swagger in that position as well.
yeah. So now we're talking about your collegiate experience. I want to go ahead and transition to that. Tell me what it was like for you, just as far as like the recruitment process from high school to college.
So the recruitment process was bittersweet because I heard from plenty of schools when I was getting recruited, just from my name buzzing anywhere from Rutgers to Pitt to Arkansas to Colorado to UConn, Boston College. Like I was hearing from all those schools. It was just none of them really pulled the trigger and offered me a full scholarship because of my size. I probably would have been a risk for some of those schools, and I understand it now looking back. But I'm glad it happened that way because it made me put in more work and really, you know, stamp my name in the college football world. Um, However, so what I had to do is I had two offers from Howard and Morgan State.
Mhm.
And growing up, I probably wasn't set on going the HBCU route at the time, just because that just wasn't the route that I felt like I needed to get to the next level.
Mhm.
Everybody has different needs. What may be good for that person may not be good for me.
Yeah.
So I decided to go prep. So I took a post grad year after my high school career for a semester, and then like 2 to 3 weeks in, I received my first offer from Merrimack College, a FCS school,
Mhm.
in Division One, obviously. And from there on, I didn't wait on that offer. Somebody wanted me, and I want to be where I'm wanted, and I
Yeah.
didn't hesitate to commit to that scholarship offer.
Mm. I like that you stated that you wanted to go like where you were wanted because I do
Mhm.
feel like a lot of times, obviously, it's easy to get wrapped up in like the name, especially
Mhm.
with NIL going on. But you have to be very careful in the recruitment process because where you go, if it's a big school, you may have to take a back burner. You may not
Mhm.
be able to get like playing time. You feel me?
Right.
All that stuff matters when you're trying to go to the next level. So
Right. Exactly.
I highlighted that. Um,
Mhm.
so what was it like? throughout your like collegiate career playing your position, and tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so my collegiate career I'm very proud of, because despite, whatever the trials and tribulations that you may have go through, it was very rewarding. So I would see some of those lifelong goals that I was thinking about
Mhm.
become accomplished. So as soon as I got the Merrimack, it was it was
I'm
from day
sorry,
one.
where is that
It's
located?
in Massachusetts. It's in Massachusetts.
Okay, so
So
you
yeah.
went north for a little bit.
Yeah, yes, it's north, like it's
So
north. Yeah, it's in
what was the like? Okay, I go to FAMU.
Yep, I already know. Yep.
So what was it like up there? Paint a
Yeah,
picture.
I would just say appropriately it wasn't FAMU.
Okay.
It wasn't FAMU.
Okay.
You're in the locker room and it's one thing and you walk out of the locker room it's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that, but I embraced that because like I said, growing up in a diverse community, growing
Wow.
up.
Kind of
So
prepared you for that.
yeah, I was already prepared. I was already
Yeah.
ready. So that was that, and then freezing up there. Like if you make it in Massachusetts, you could make it anywhere. If you make it in Jersey, you can make it anywhere. But up there, you like the weather is crazy. So like
Mhm.
you can't even go out to the field and work out. But I'm going out there
Wow.
minus whatever degrees. I still got the videos to this day, and those days really helped me stack days and put days together to like, all right, that was one product years ago. Now this is a whole another product. From now. So the gratitude toward I have towards my college football career is I can't even put it into words because my name is still in that program. I left being one of the best players to ever walk through that program, and that's a Division I college football program. So my first year coming in there, played right away, and wound up getting a starting spot my second game when due to somebody getting hurt
Mhm.
and never looked back. Became a All American that year, Jerry Rice Award finalist. Seeing my name in the articles with the best ever
Yeah.
was very surreal for me. And then also a couple catches away from Cooper Cup's record. So things like that, those are forever. Those stay in writing forever. They don't go anywhere. So for me, I can't like I said, put that gratitude into words.
Wow. Okay. So you had your college experience. I really want to get into what's on that shirt.
Hmm.
I think that that is something that I admire.
Yeah.
Definitely something that caught my eye.
Hmm.
So please tell the people about the other layer.
Right. Yeah. So first, thank you. Thank you for just paying attention, respecting the brand, and just want to know a little bit more about it. I don't know why this keeps falling, but
So
wait,
that's
hold
how
up.
I know
Let me
you're gonna
just
say something good. Like it's just it keeps trying to stop it.
yeah, yep. Oh, no, I just balanced it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So first, like I said, first, thank you. For the words about that, and just paying attention to that. That means a lot. Any support is great support. So this is my training business, Prolific Performance. Started off about 4 years ago with like 13 followers, and now humbly speaking, off to around like 35,000 followers. Training NFL athletes or NFL football players for receivers. So it's a business that I specifically, focus on receiver work. But I do train all positions and have a good amount of clientele from New Jersey, Maryland, Atlanta, Georgia, to Connecticut, to Massachusetts, and getting requests to go all around the world to train whenever I'm able to get to that one day. And then on the other layer, I do have a 7-on-7 organization of about 6 teams that I started up last year. I started off with one team, 12 kids, and within a year, just being able to market and every single day get after it, and having that vision and putting that vision out. The people that's probably not in your backyard are the people that help your thing grow. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's just you need that one person or that five you need five people to bite your style, bite whatever you putting out, whatever product you putting out, and that happened. So I'm able to have 7 teams this year. So you got the double P, Prolific Performance is my training business, and then you got Prolific Performance 7-on-7, which I add like a little seven right here.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that.
Well, first of all, I just really again want to say I give
Mhm.
tea when tea is due.
Thank you.
But I like how kind of everything about you, whether it be your story about how you came up and how you took those extra steps, whether it be your position in playing slot, and then also having your training and
Mhm.
having your 7-on-7 team, I feel like everything kind of comes together like a perfect
It does.
picture.
It
Especially
does.
like when it comes to your position, like I said, because I feel like 7-on-7 is like a slots like playground to me.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, especially in my organization, like if you play slot, you winning. Like you're
Yeah,
gonna touch the ball. You're
yeah,
gonna touch the ball all game. Like, and then the outside, they gonna touch the ball. They gonna get their love. They probably gonna score. But the
yeah.
slot, you gonna be moving the football. Like you're gonna be moving the
But
football.
I see me a little bit about me. My dad was working with this 7-on-17 growing up called Rat Pack, and he
Really.
started his 7-on-17 called Certified Dogs, which is now
Mhm.
under AJ, Coach AJ. But
Mhm.
I was around 7-on-7 a lot, and my little brother played
Really.
a lot.
Mhm.
So that's why, like, I guess I have extra love for the position.
Right.
And I just have extra love for 7-on-7, the game of 7-on-7, because I'm from Florida, baby. I like everything fast and the speed, tempo,
Yeah.
and like the energy. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's a certain, like, again, I hate to keep saying the word, but swag that comes with playing like 7-on-7 that I feel like,
Yeah. Mhm.
is exciting.
Yeah, people don't. That's it's a real big thing down there, but
Mhm.
up here is becoming big as well. This circuit is a circuit for kids to really grow all around. Like people be like, oh, how you gonna get recruited off of 7-on-7? But you just getting better, you just creating some type of identity, swagger, whatever the case is. That helps out your recruitment alone. You don't even need a coach to reach out because you're just making plays the whole off season versus kids from all around the nation. What you think you're gonna do when you go back home?
Exactly.
So the amount of marketing and everything you get from it is incredible. So you obviously have experience with it and are well aware. But from the dancing at 7-on-7 tournaments, from the videos, being the creativeness, you got kids wearing all these different type of things while they play.
To like really create your identity, and that is so important,
Hmm.
especially now with NIL. Like, and now I don't know what it's like in New Jersey, but high school students are able to get NIL deals as well.
Right. Hmm.
So, like, as far as with my company, I just launched Total Athlete Group. Well, I really, what we try to focus on, like being able to create a persona to be able to market it, be able to
Hmm.
expand, like the opportunities that you can get as an athlete, because now like there's like all these opportunities. It's just about you getting it. So,
Getting it. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, 7-on-7 definitely is something that I feel like athletes can use to not only create their identity, but train in the off season. Like, I mean, football is only in the fall, so you could obviously go run track, get a little bit faster. But 7-on-7 is a way, specifically for receivers, I feel like, to keep like cultivating their game.
100%. 100%.
And I think so tell me about like what it was like, why you wanted to like start training and stuff like that. Like what
So for me, I was always going to the field, so it always, made other people tag along, whether it was people that was still playing, people that was trying to get back playing, or people that was, like literally in the midst of their career, as far as high school goes. And I was seeing the product that they was getting, like I was seeing the prior progression that was happening with the athletes. And then somebody DM me, they was like, yo, you should make it a business. And I was like, yeah, I'm making it a business. And then sometimes you just jump into the fire without knowing, how things are gonna come out. But that's how you got to do it. You got to jump into the fire and just swim or jump into the fire and just make your way through the fire sometimes. So that's what struck me to do that. And then just I fell in love with like really different ways of figuring out how your body moves and how you can make it more efficient to make somebody miss, whatever the case is. Then on the flip side of 7-on-7, I left Georgia State. I was at Georgia State for a season, and then I entered the transfer portal, and I was like, man, I'm gonna start up a 7-on-7 team, and I'm not looking back. In the spring, and because I had a whole bunch of kids that I was training, and then you'll see they'll go to high school teams, and they wouldn't be used to their fullest potential. So I was like, I'm gonna
yeah.
have a 7-on-7 team, and the kids that I'm training, I'll let their fullest potential blossom. So that way, in the fall, they wouldn't have nothing, or at least they will have film from the spring for 7-on-7.
Wow. Okay. So did you always have like this entrepreneurial spirit about yourself, or it just kind of everything fell in the perfect way and you was an opportunity that you couldn't not take?
I would say it was a little bit of both. I always had the entrepreneur spirit, probably since I was like 15. Like, me and
Mm-hmm.
my boy used to throw little backyard, not little backyard parties. Like, they was good backyard parties, like no alcohol, no, contraband or whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously me being an athlete, and I just never felt like you need that to have a good time. So
Mm-hmm.
we would have those parties in backyard. Probably charge like people $10 to get in, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Make over $1,000 a night, and
Mm-hmm.
I will split it up. And if he didn't give me all the money that he needed to give me to make sure the party was right, hey, you take your percent and I'm taking my percent because of how much time that I put in. So that's the type of entrepreneurship mindset that I had, and it really just flowed into training now.
Okay, so like obviously we've established that you have a lot on your plate.
Hmm.
Um, how do you like balance all of
Hmm. Yeah, it's just like you gotta. It's a lot of sacrifice. Like, you gotta get things done when you gotta get things done. Like right now, I'm getting, so I got 73 kids in the in the organization.
it?
I
Mm-hmm.
gotta do 73 uniforms. So I gotta do 73 sweaters. I gotta do 73 sweatpants. I gotta do,
Mm-hmm.
because I want to do it. I
Yeah.
want to do that. I love doing it because I feel like nobody's swagger is gonna be like the swagger that I'm
Mm-hmm.
presenting. I got to do 70 compressions. You 70 book bags. You get the
Yeah.
concept or whatever it is. So I got to get that done. Like, yeah, it may put a halt on certain things. It may put a halt on me just posting videos of my workouts or whatever it is. But me getting that stuff done and making that look very, very nice, that's the longevity of my life. Because a good uniform this year, a good time frame this year, what is going to make the parents do? Hey, he about his business. Those uniforms is nice, and he got them back to us quick. We
Mm-hmm.
coming back next year, and we bring in 5 more people. So it's the longevity, and something like training or whatever, the NFL. I ain't putting all my eggs into one basket right now because I've been training for this moment for the past 3 or 4 years. I've been prepared for this moment for the
Yeah.
past 2 years. Nothing changes now just because I'm declaring. I wanted to declare 2 years ago when I was an All American. So when I was an All American, I was training like I was getting ready for the combine. So there's nothing for me right now that's like, oh, I'm behind the 8 ball, or I gotta catch up, or I gotta rush to do this. Like, it's just literally like, relax. Like, you're the player that you are who you are. Sacrifice, get things done, and sometimes you may have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and get a workout. Sometimes you may have to stay up until 12 o'clock in the morning and work out at night. It ain't gonna be like that forever, but if you got to see it through in the times of a lot of smokiness, to where you get through that smoke,
Mm-hmm.
everything is smooth. So I didn't seen it many a times where I didn't have to get through the smoke and everything is smooth. This is another time, like, all right, get through the smoke, but it's good smoke, and everything will be good.
So why didn't you declare 2 years ago?
2 years ago, so I only had a 500-yard season at Merrimack for my second year. A
Okay.
500-yard season at a smaller school, isn't really something that's gonna get you drafted. So,
Yeah.
if it was up to me, I'm just being honest, I could have went for 1,000 yards, but everything doesn't
Mm-hmm.
fall in your boat. Like, I'm a way better player 4 years, like, from now to what I was my freshman All American year. Way
Yeah.
better. It's night and day. It's just sometimes, playing a receiver position, everything may not fall in the place that you needed to fall in. So,
Yeah.
so if I would have had another 1,000-yard season back to back, I would have declared, took my chances, and and did what I had to do. But everything happens for a reason. Maybe if I would have declared, I probably wouldn't have the 707 organization. So what's the real blessing here? Me declaring for the draft, and maybe being a candidate to be cut, or me now throwing a 707 team exactly how I want it, and being able to bless 70 plus kids or 100 plus kids, and
Mm-hmm.
do things how I want to do, and really take over the world with 707 or training.
Yeah, I definitely see that, and I just see that God is very intentional in everything, like
100%.
especially when it comes to you and your story. So I know I've definitely seen and was able to make the connections between who you are as a person, how you've grown up, the things that you've experienced, the player that you are, and how that all comes together for prolific performance. But I would like for you to tell me how you feel like all those things come together for you, and how like who you are and what you bring to the table differentiates you from other training.
Mm-hmm. I would probably say my faith, and I would say what separates me from everybody in the world, and I'm not just talking about my area. I'm talking about everybody in the world. Is me just being out on the field all day, every day. Like me just literally being so obsessed with the perfection of a rep. Like why your foot landed that way. Why like, and if somebody was with me, they'll know like when. I know I have people all the time. They're like, I know this was deep when he started telling me why my certain part of my foot or my bone landed this way in the turf or whatever. So I feel like from the top down on why your head moves a certain way or whatever, why your foot is landing on the ground a certain way, that is separates me from everybody else. And then it's like I'll be doing my creating drills and being very creative with different drills, and then you'll see somebody that's maybe a big time trainer doing them,
Mhm.
or commenting on your videos. So I would say that's what separates me from, a lot of dudes around.
Okay, and then I just have one more question for you. And it's more so a question for you to give me some type of advice because I feel, like I said, looking at you and the thing that you do, I give nothing but flowers because I just know the hard work that you put in, and I see
Thank
this as
you.
great. So I know social media has been like one of the like things that has really, I feel like, helped you push your business. Um, what advice do you have for me as I am starting and launching Total Athlete Group and I'm trying to connect and I'm trying to push my business forward?
I would probably say like the biggest thing is like whether you're doing good, they're gonna have something to say. Whether you're doing bad, they're gonna have something to say. So do what you do, no matter if 50 people supporting you or one person supporting you. That one person that's supporting you, it goes a long way. And before you know it, you just continue marketing and everything. Before you
Mhm.
know it, it's all it takes is that one post for it to just now everybody that's in your backyard is looking at you different. And a lot of people, especially when I was starting off, I get frustrated like, why my own people not supporting me? How do
Mhm.
you expect your backyard to be the reason why you get out when your backyard may not even be that big? Your
Yeah.
backyard is not going to get you to go. You need these 30,000 people in the world to see what's going on in your backyard and want to come be in your backyard. So the endless amount of faith that you need to have and really just not worried about what the numbers is looking like, and what you got to see it through and realize that it's already written, and keep the faith that you have about what you are to become.
And I feel like that translates into football as well. Like you said, it's not always about the numbers,
Hmm.
always about what you see, but if you have faith and you put in hard work, you'll get to where you got to be. So I think that's a testament to me, a testimony to everybody watching.
1%.
And I am like overly grateful for this conversation.
Hmm.
And
Likewise.
I pray nothing but blessings onto you and your next steps forward.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much, and I appreciate the time and the call and everything. I can't wait to continue to build it in the future.
Correct. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Tap in with me next time. Adios.